Happy summer season, everybody, and Tony here with my review of Puccini's Turandot with once again Daniel Carter as the conductor, which I saw at the Deutsche Oper Berlin. This marks the 7th time I caught Lorenzo Fiorani's production of Puccini's Turandot at the Deutsche Oper Berlin because I wanted to see, hear, witness, and experience Nina Solodovnikova perform the role of Liu. I've been following this particular lyric coloratura slash full lyric soprano for nearly 1 or 2 years now. I have seen her career grow from strength to strength, starting off with my first experience of seeing and listening to her as Pamina from Mozart's Die Zauberflöte, also at the Deutsche Oper Berlin. She has one of the finest tones I've ever listened to in terms of its creaminess, its elegance, and its flexibility, with also that slight metallic quality that makes her distinct and her voice sufficiently sizable. It's one that I've always appreciated so much in terms of how it can bloom throughout the theater and how much it could also have the potential to grow in terms of complete technique. And her performance tonight as Liu from Puccini's Turandot was certainly no exception. Her technique actually grew in terms of strength and reliability. Her chest tones were actually there. She definitely knew how to coordinate them a lot better as she has gained a lot more in consistency, artistic discipline, and absolute beauty. And speaking of beauty, the way she was able to float that high B flat pianissimo during the end of Signore Ascolta was reminiscent of how Montserrat Caballé, Teresa Stich-Randall, and Elisabeth Schwarzkopf managed to do that. That is just how much of a peerless singing actress Nina Solodovnikova was. And I do encourage her to keep on taking advantage of those chest tones because that is where all of the drama, all of the strength, and all of the reliability are. She definitely has amazing material to work with, especially when it comes to her leading lady roles such as Pamina, Susanna, and even Lucia Ashton, Violetta Valeri, and Gilda. And I've also seen her really own those supporting roles such as the fifth maid and the lady in waiting from Macbeth. She owned those roles so darn well that I was in cloud nine. Her Liu was a combination of absolute beauty with a marbled tone that is akin to Anna Moffo, Mary Costa, and Teresa Stich-Randall, as well as a bit of Montserrat Caballé, and that sufficient size that made her voice present all the way through. So I definitely have to give my hat off to Nina Solodovnikova for such an amazing portrayal of this slave girl. I could definitely see a wonderful future for Nina Solodovnikova as Antonia from Le Comte of Man, Juliette from Romeo et Juliette, Mireille from Gounod's Mireille, Berthe from Le Prophète, Magda di Civry from La Rondine, and even Medora from Il Corsaro, and maybe Esclarmonde from Massenet's Esclarmonde, and Thais from Massenet's Thais. The possibilities for Nina Solodovnikova are absolutely endless, and she has the peerless musicianship and the shining, shimmering quality with a bit of that nice metallic size to back her up for the duration. Catherine Foster continues to be a noble sounding, plush, lush, and elegant Turandot. She knew how to command the stage so well. Her high notes were still her greatest asset, and she was an absolutely fabulously noble figure on stage, while I still root for Gertrud Grobrandl, Birgit Nilsson, Ludmila Vorakova, Nadezhda Kniplova, Danica Mastilovitz, Gena Dimitrova, and even Giovanna Cassola a lot more as Turandot, I can still give Catherine Foster her flowers in terms of what she was able to produce with her high notes, her really good head voice, and a stage presence that made her thoroughly elegant from beginning to end. Returning as Kalaf was Sok Jong Bak, who was absolutely a lot more consistent with his tone and way more focused throughout the registers. His musicianship further bloomed into such beauty that I was in thorough awe with everything that he produced, and he definitely owned the role of Kalaf tonight, especially with his vocal growth and the way he was able to make Kalaf such a striking hero. Sometimes there was still a little bit of that roughness of tone, but throughout the later parts of the opera, his tone became a lot more focused, a lot more concentrated, and he just owned the role of Kalaf body and soul. Clemens Biba continues to take advantage of his fabulous musicianship as Altom, and he knew how to handle this role with excellent technique and a pristine one that made him thoroughly handsome and noble even in his old age. Kang Yoon Shine Lee was still as pristine, brilliant, and shining and shimmering as ever as Bang, all thanks to his trademark light lyric tenor voice, which is so rich in bel canto beauty and excellence. Thomas Chalufo continues to be just as musical, pristine, disciplined, and dashing as Bong, all thanks to his trademark light lyric tenor voice, which soars so beautifully through the orchestra and has a lot of charisma to boot, thus making his voice truly shine and shimmer with such elegance and nobility. Byung-gil Kim was still as rugged and absolutely riveting as Timur, and I will always defend Byung-gil Kim as a singing actor because he knew how to act with his voice. Yes, it's on the crude side, as I've always stated, but that crudeness and that rawness in his voice is quite ideal for Timur's wizened nature, and he knew how to take advantage of that and therefore really sell it as the old king of Tartar. Volodymyr Morozov was still as dashing and handsome as the Mandarin, all thanks to his trademark basso cantante voice, and Michael Baghdad's Bing was still so solidly and wonderfully sung, thus using his character baritone or dramatic baritone voice to make the role totally his own. I must also give a lot of credit to Jan Müller as the Prince of Persia, Asahi Wada as the first maiden, and Yumi Park as the second maiden for also contributing so beautifully through his ensemble. Overall, Nina Solodovnikova sang up a beautiful spring storm as Liu. Her creamy tone, her absolute elegance, and that metallic shimmer that she was able to muster made her thoroughly triumph as Liu. She would definitely make the likes of Anna Moffo, Montserrat Caballé, Teresa Stich-Randall, Elizabeth Schwarzkopf, and Magda Olivero totally smile upon her And while I do prefer slightly fuller sounding lius like the ones found in Mafalda Favero or Rosetta Pampanini, I still must give Nina Solodovnikova her flowers. Her technique grew a lot more in excellence, and she can definitely grow a lot more as a singing actress if she took advantage of her chest tones a lot more. But the voice is still in mint condition. Her stage presence was absolutely riveting, and she definitely owned tonight as this was her night. She was especially buttressed by Catherine Foster's nobly elegant Turandot, Sokjong Bayek singing up a storm as Kalaf, Clements Biba's pristine musicianship as Altom, Kang Yun Shine Lee's bel canto excellence as Pang, Thomas Chalufo's equally amazing bel canto discipline as Pong, Byung-gil Kim being such a riveting and rugged singing actor as Timur, Volodymyr Morozov's dashingly handsome Mandarin, and Michael Bachtadze's characterful Bing. All in all, wonderful singing all throughout, but it was definitely Nina Solodovnikova's evening. The conducting done by Daniel Carter definitely continued to grow in nuance and might, and he was able to own tonight with the orchestra and chorus of the Deutsche Oper Berlin. And what more can you expect from the chorus and the orchestra of the Deutsche Oper Berlin? They were all excellent all the way through. Nina Solodovnikova definitely deserves a whole lot of salutes and a whole lot of encouragement, cheers, and a lot of accolades. She is definitely on her way to keep on growing and keep on glowing as one of the finest full lyric coloratura sopranos or light to full lyric sopranos of the day, all thanks to the completeness of her tone, that marbled color that made her stand out so exceptionally, and of course, her darling stage presence, which made her characterization of Liu absolutely brilliant and shining and shimmering from beginning to end. And for those of you who caught Puccini's Turandot at the Deutsche Oper Berlin, what'd you think of it? Did you feel that Nina Solodovnikova was in her A game tonight as Liu? Did you feel that she was able to understand the character vocally and therefore win in this particular role? Was there another singer who stole her thunder? Or did you feel like Nina Solodovnikova's performance of Liu was substandard? Please let me know in the comments below. Well, that's it for my review of Puccini's Turandot starring Nina Solodovnikova as Liu. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and you could even join as a member of my channel. So until then, I hope you all have a good evening, and stay tuned next time for my review of Puccini's La Bohème, also at the Deutsche Oper Berlin, because Maria Motoligina will be singing Mimi. So until then, good night, everybody.